How many debtors are collecting from you? No, not Netflix or Hulu or your phone company or any of the other apps, subscriptions, or not your utilities or Wi-Fi or food. Debt. Debt to income ratio. And why is this important? Why is this my problem? Why is the realtor talking debt to income ratio? Debt to income ratio is a math formula, and all the people that hate math are cringing and clicking away right now. Let me try and explain debt to income ratio from a realtor's perspective, and hopefully I can make this simple. Lenders use DTI, debt to income, and other factors in determining if borrowers qualify for a mortgage. I also want to add that I see notes and comments on rentals asking that future tenants earned 3 times the rent, and this is the same thing worded in a different way. A low DTI ratio says to lenders and landlords that you don't owe many vendors or you don't owe many people, so you have more discretionary income. That's the money left to spend at your discretion. From the lender's perspective, they don't know you personally. They only know you on paper. So that's the only way to gauge you as a borrower or a tenant. At the end of the day, they want to know how many people you have to pay, because what is the chance that you will pay me or them? And will it be on time? It's all about risk. How risky do you appear on paper? How many debtors do you owe? And do you pay your bills on time? Lenders have different DTI requirements. The maximum debt to income ratio varies from one lender to another, which is probably why you see a different pre-approval amount from one lender to another, okay? And that also explains why you will see different interest rates from one lender to another. Lenders have different debt to income requirements. The maximum debt to income ratio varies from lender to lender. Better interest rates, higher pre-approvals are likely going to those with lower debt to income ratios and better credit history. You will find some lenders will offer you a loan with a higher debt to income ratio, and generally those loans will carry a higher interest rate. Everyone is different. No two borrowers are exactly the same on paper. Basically, lenders and landlords want to know how much debt you have going out the door versus how much income you have coming in. Because statistically, the math says it's great if you have income, but only if you get to keep some of it. Okay? So let's do the math. Okay, so if you Google it, DTI is the percentage of your gross monthly income that goes to paying your monthly debt. Lenders, they use this percentage to determine your borrowing risk. Gross means before taxes. So if you get paid $20 an hour, that's gross. If you get paid $75,000 a year, that's gross. Now, let's use the $20 an hour. You would multiply that times 2080. That is if you work 40 hours a week, because that's how many hours over a year. That would be 52 weeks. So 40 hours times 52 weeks is going to give you 2080. Okay? Let's use the $20 an hour times 2,080 hours is $41,600. That would be an annual salary for somebody who made $20 an hour. And now that you know how much you make annually, you can take that number, 41,600, and divide it by 12, because there are 12 months in a year, to give you your gross monthly income. Okay? And I will be sure to put that number on the screen here somewhere. So in this example, $41,600 is the annual salary. That comes out to approximately $3,500 for gross monthly income, okay? So if you make $75,000 a year, your monthly income is $6,250. And I arrived at that number by dividing. I took 75,000, divided that by 12 months a year to give you 6,250. I hope everybody is still with me. That is 2 examples on how to calculate your gross monthly income. But that's only half the formula. We have to do the debt portion. But before I show you the other half, how to calculate the debt portion, I want to add that there are some other income factors. Because can anything ever be that simple? No. The answer is no. So if you have other income factors like overtime, bonuses, child support, alimony, even another job, all of your income sources do need to be considered. And to be honest, I'm not exactly sure how lenders would factor in those additional sources of income, but just be sure to provide all this information to your lender. For this example, we need to keep it simple, so I'm not going to include those numbers. We're just going to move right along with just simple salary income, okay? Or hourly or salaried income. Okay, so now that you have your gross monthly income computed, and this example is either going to be the $3,500 or the $6,250, let's figure out your debt. How many debtors are collecting from you? No, not Netflix or Hulu or your phone company or any of the other apps, subscriptions, or not your utilities or Wi-Fi or food. Debt. How many people do you owe a debt? Some examples of debt include car, student, or personal loans. Those are debts. If it has the word loan attached, probably a debt. Credit card payment. Use the minimum monthly payment for this exercise. Don't forget Klarna, Affirm, Afterpay. Yep, all of those are debts and they will show up on your credit report. Do you have monthly rent or house payment? That is considered a debt. Do you pay alimony or child support? That is considered a debt. So you would need to add all of those up to get yourself a total for your debts. And now that you have both parts of the formula, the debt and the income, you can come up with your debt to income ratio. You need both parts, okay? And I did an exercise here, which I will show you on the screen. In this example, the gross monthly income was $3,500, and there was a car loan for $350. The debt to income ratio is 10%. Example number 2, I kept the gross monthly income at $3,500. I also kept the car loan at $350, but I added in rent at $1,500. That changed the debt to income ratio to 52.86%. I found this ratio calculator at NerdWallet. I will leave it in the comments description box below. Thank you for coming to my math class today. My name is Tiffany Nelson, and I am a realtor and a math teacher too. Well, sometimes. If you or someone you know needs a realtor, I would love to hear from you. My contact information is always below. I'll queue up something a little more fun for you. Something that doesn't include math. You're welcome. Thanks so much for watching.